Good afternoon and welcome back to the program. Could we now take you to Kisumu County and bring in our reporter Baraka Karama, who's joining us live from that region. Thank you so much for joining us, Baraka. What do you have for us right now?
Well, this week, yet again, the cane farmers in the larger western region woke up to rather bad news after the giant Mumias sugar factory was placed under receivership. Mumias sugar factory, just like other factories within this particular region, is among the sugar factories that, of course, had experienced many problems. And remember, President Uhuru Kenyatta did form a special task force to look into the plight of the cane farmers and maybe propose possible solutions into the problems that is affecting the various sugarcane factories in the larger western region. And remember, just recently, the Kakamega County Governor Wycliffe Oparanya did also form a task force, and he received a report in the problems affecting that particular sugar factory. And that, of course, has elicited mixed reaction, that factory being placed under receivership. And joining me on set is the Secretary General for the Kenya Sugarcane Growers Association, KESGA, just to give us his take about this latest move for Mumias Sugar Factory to be placed under receivership. Just a welcome, of course. Tell us your name and what is your comment? Mumias Sugar Factory, just like other factories within this particular region, once again under receivership.
My name is Richard Ogendo. I'm the General Secretary of Kenya Sugarcane Growers Association. Now, for us, it comes as no surprise that Mumias, as we have been saying for so long, that a lot of these reactions are knee-jerk and they don't provide long-term solutions. Of course, as a lender, KCB has a right to protect its interests. And because some of us know a lot more about this, it was going to be worse than what you're seeing, because there are several other lenders. One who financed the distillery, another financed other things. And so by putting it under what we call protective receivership, generally KCB was number one, noting that it will not stand for political interference in the running of that business, because politicians have been interfering. And even when the Kakamega County Governor formed a task force, as well-intentioned as it is, my thinking is he missed a point. He should have brought on the lenders. And one of the key lenders of that institution is also government. Makio government has pumped in about 3.2 billion into Mumias without nothing to show for it. And we also know what the role the politicians have played prior to the last general elections. Your letter was circulating around.
Okay, what does that mean to the cane farmer for Mumias being placed under receivership? What does that mean to the cane farmer?
I was coming to that. Yes. That Mumias is the strong, even when it is not operational, Mumias remains a very strong brand. And the farmers of Mumias have suffered for so long because it is a start-stop operation. Yes. The farmers of Mumias are shareholders of Mumias Sugar Company largely. The small shareholders come from Mumias. So by placing it under receivership, and we know in this country that any company placed under receivership never comes out of it. That's the history of this company, and that's the truth of the matter. And so when we, as farmers, we are seeing the last nail on the coffin of Mumias, and that's the truth. Now, our solution was very simple. That as much as the lenders also have a right to claim back their money, we believe government holding 20% and also being one of the lenders should have been involved in this process in the manner that if it was a receivership, then it would have been a joint receivership between the government, the lenders, and probably Kakamega County government. I don't know how they come in. Yes. Yeah, but we are still appealing to the lenders to make it a joint receivership between government, that is the central government, treasury, and Kenya Commercial Bank.
Okay, lastly, Mumias, just like other factories There's a future for growing sugarcane and maybe sugarcane business here in the western part of the region, going by the fact that most of the factories are being placed under receivership. We also saw a move by the government to privatize these particular factories. What is your take about that?
Let me tell you for free, the era of government-owned institutions or sugar companies is long gone. It has now been overtaken by events. And as you have seen in the industry, the private entities have been clawing. And I can tell you for free now that 80% of the industry is now private, being run by private entities. Farmers are growing cane, and the private entities are paying them on time. The private entities previously were not very keen on cane growing, but you can see the private cane and helping farmers to develop cane all over the regions, whether it is western, whether it is in Nyando region, or it is in southern Nyanza region. So the solution, one, remains that we stick to a program. If government decided these things, it doesn't want to be in business and it's going private, then we must go private. And for the case of Mumias, Mumias already is a private entity. The problem with Mumias is so complex, from corruption to political interference to so many things. And I don't know how the government is going to unravel this one, because already I'm seeing the political temperatures are raised up. All the farmers of Mumias want are just two things. They want to see smoke in Mumias. Smoke. They want to see their factory crashing. They want to be paid. And thirdly, they want to get dividend as shareholders. Yeah. That's all. The farmers of Mumias. Three things: smoke billowing from the factory, payment every week, and a dividend at the end of the financial year. Okay. That's all. It's not too much to ask for your investment. So finally, I think it now behooves again the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury and Agriculture to bring all the players to the table, including the Kakamega County Governor, Wycliffe Oparanya, so that then we find in which to salvage the factory. Because playing hardball with a financier never works. He'll close you. What will you do? Yeah. He says, I'm closing you. What will you do? Yeah.
Well, that was the Secretary General for the Kenya Sugarcane Growers Association, Kesga, of course, giving us his brief and take about the
And that is Baraka Karama, who has been giving us that update live from Kisumu County, which will be bringing us to a close. Thank you so much for watching the Daily Brief today. And I haven't been alone. I have been with my co-anchor, that is Shiksha Arora, who's a little shy to join me and said, just come along, Shiksha. We wind up the show together. Thank you so much for being a part of the Daily Brief, not only today, but the entire week. Sarah Adam is coming up next, a year older, but with Inside Business.
All right, don't go anywhere. So Sarah will be keeping you up to speed with all business matters.